Looks like we are into our pick and ban phase now. Again, another best of 5 series for elimination. I'm very curious to see how this pick and ban phase goes because China did very good at the Zennial last game.
Yeah, and Malik being banned there because they know Malik Alice is a competition that Chinese Taipei loves to run. Look at the coach there with the notebook, having the draft strategies in place. But, you know, the dragon versus the bear, you know, who you think's going to win there?
Right, and you see the Superman ban coming out of Chinese Taipei as well. Dragon versus the bear. I think I got the dragon.
Yeah, I think the dragon too. China has been playing more consistent, so I think China will probably come out on top here unless Chinese Taipei, they take that fire and burn it and light it up inside themselves here. So Arm, Superman, typical bans, Teamy, Malik, also the same bans. We're going to see an Omen ban come out here as well. A lot of the top teams just don't like Mr. Omen. Zennial being banned here, and I feel like Omen will probably be banned, which will give Grak. Or if they ban the Grak, then China will take the Omen.
Oh yeah, definitely. China wants that Omen.
Ooh.
He plays it all the time, and yeah, great ban. I like that decision here. And the Linda's coming out for first pick for China.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So they're denying. We saw Neo play Lindis every single game against Korea and basically fall short. So this is their chance to basically use the draft that Korea used against China, which worked really well to Lindis, which was the Violet. So they could take potentially Alice Chognar here, and we saw that work really well into a composition that Lindis likes to run with, or they can take the Scud away. So let's see what they decide here, because Scud or Alice look like really solid picks right now, because Scud, as we've seen, is such a key side laner for every single top team that has played him.
Yeah, and you know that, of course, with Benny on Chinese Taipei, you do want to see that Alice or that Grak come out.
They're going to go with the Irie instead, and they're going to give Scud over to a Lindis composition, which I feel is very risky because Scud does so much burst damage. He synergizes really well with Lindis. There's a Scud, and if Nanwan is on this Tulin as well, and they're going to get Grak too.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that is a very scary draft already coming out from China.
Yeah, I mean, so many times we've mentioned Grak being a possible counter to Alice, and now if you're Chinese Taipei, you're thinking, do we want to do this Alice plus the Chognar? They tried it earlier, I think.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to do the Alice Chognar composition that we've seen as really popular. Let's see if Crixie Violet will be picked up here. We saw how well Violet worked into Lindis, but one thing that Violet doesn't have going for her is that there's a Grak on the enemy opponent's side. So Chognar's positioning will have to be very critical because he can body block those pulls and avoid either the Crixie or the Violet getting pulled into oblivion.
Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of work. He's even got the Yuzon behind it too, right? Yuzon with that Irie. So he's got the body block for everybody.
Oh man, Nanwan is going to be on that Tulin, and we saw how great, probably the hands-on the best Tulin in the entire competition. The way he plays this Tulin is just, it's mind-blowing how good he is mechanically. He understands the limits of this hero and pushes it all the way. And Alice being picked up here, we saw the Alice Chognar comp being very strong, but they might go with the Mina. I hope they pick the Alice instead. So let's see what they're going to decide here. Because if they pick Alice, that makes Crixie and Chognar a lot stronger because of her Hissy Fit ultimate. It decreases the magic defense of the opponents, so it's a better synergy with Chognar. Mina is a very interesting pickup. Maybe they're like playing her because they can be more aggressive with her. So let's see what Chinese Taipei will decide.
Yeah, Mina also a little bit tankier, right, than Alice in general. So right now they're kind of squishy overall.
Yeah, definitely. Ormar, that's a very early game composition there. Picking Ormar into his composition means you want to dominate early game, but that's a little risky because they have Wonder Woman, they have Scud, they have Lindis, they have Tulin. Those are all very strong early game heroes. So I feel like Chinese Taipei's draft is falling a little short here, and Mina needs to win and get ahead in the entire game. So honestly, China has definitely won this draft.
Yeah, you've mentioned it many times in the past. Mina needs to get ahead early, and China, as we've seen in the past series, have been winning the early games even when they're not winning the entire games.
Yeah, if you think about the lane matchups here, Irie versus a Scud or Wonder Woman, it's going to be pretty much a skill-based matchup. The Chognar versus Wonder Woman or the Scud, Chognar is going to lose that matchup. They're able to put more pressure in that side lane. So again, Yuzon needs to carry on Irie here. If he does not carry like he normally does in all of the games we see him play in Chinese Taipei on the GCS League, or in the World Cup matches where he performed really well, then Chinese Taipei has a very slim chance of coming out of this alive.
Yeah, but of course, Chinese Taipei still has a bunch of other all-stars. We can see Star rise to the occasion. Maybe Benny hang in there as well. It's going to be a crazy match. I'm really excited to see what happens here. Both teams, I should say, the players look very serious going into this one.
Yeah, Jun on that Grak as well. We've seen him make some really interesting Grak plays. So the early game is going to be so critical. Just watch how China is going to rotate. They do these really decisive 4-man rotations, taking river control, then pushing down to get ganks on the deck. And look at their focus. They're actually smiling. They're having a little fun here. So I feel like that's going to help their mental game.
Yeah, that's definitely a great sign considering they just came off of that defeat against Thailand.
Yeah, and this is it. The first game is going to decide how your teammates feel, because this is the elimination match. The team that loses this and does not come out of this alive will go home. And that is not what they want to do, because they're representing their region for the World Cup.
Here we go. Elimination bracket match to kick things off here. And now it's going to be down the middle. It's going to be China versus Chinese Taipei. Wow, 9AK getting chunked already just to start it off. He just want to see what's inside that brush.
Yeah, so let's see. Both teams, they're going to try to trade the jungle here. Yi-Chen going to try to get this red. Let's see if Yuzhan is able to contest it. And look at that nice pull there, getting that red golem. Beautiful play by Benny.
Yeah, Jun's still going to try to get himself here, but they're not going to be able to get that, of course. And Chinese Taipei able to trade for the jungle.
Yeah, they're gonna skip that jungle, maybe try to push it. Yi-Chen is gonna be able to help get this Vision Seeker with Munji, and we saw Munji Scud. Amazing play, so aggressive though, overly aggressive I feel on Scud, but that's something that Chinese Taipei definitely needs to watch out for.
Yeah, it looks like they're considering a possible gank there. Jun not gonna overextend this early. Nice early slow start from both teams. And Chinese Taipei, I like that they're not overextending, because we've seen China pull ahead so fast so many other times before.
Yeah, and again, at this level, it's a team that makes less mistakes. It's a team that knows when to fight, when not to fight. That's why we saw Korea play so well, and also Thailand play so well, because they're just so great in that late game team fight. So I think both teams are playing cautious now. They don't want to be that team member that makes that mistake, that's over eager, and puts himself in a bad position.
Yeah, you can see still a nice, very slow start here. See Benny hanging out in that mid lane. Gonna help push with that Alice.
Yeah, it's about 145 here. Wow, what a nice, that's it. They're pulling Jun.
Oh God, right back at you. Oh my God, and the mischief just at the tip. Well done. Nice poke down on Jun there.
Yeah, 9AK is going to just push this lane here. The Abyssal Dragon is going to spawn. Jun is caught out. What a nice rotation by Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, beautiful. Caught him with the Nature's Wrath, and that is first blood for Chinese Taipei.
It's going to allow them, they potentially can take this dragon here, but instead they're going to go ahead and push the waves out because they don't really have wave control. However, Yuzhan is winning his top lane. If you look at Scud right now, he's able to push out Munji, and that's a good sign for Chinese Taipei so far.
Yeah, definitely. You can see it up here as well. Yuzhan again chunking away, doing a good job of keeping out that Scud.
Yeah, Munji though stole that Vision Seagull from Yuzhan, so that's got to tilt him a little bit there with that play.
And you can see here now China going for the Abyssal Dragon. There's a little bit of a challenge here, but Yi-Chen going to be able to close it out. Wynn's going to try to get out of there. Nice hook! And oh my God, the damage coming out. Neil's in big trouble here. He's going to go down to Nanwan. And Nanwan maybe with the double kill there. 2 down for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, that's interesting. They get the first kill, and then they lose the first Abyssal Dragon. China just better at the objective game early. That was a beautiful pull by Jun, getting that pick, getting now 2 kills, now 3. This is devastating for Chinese Taipei. They are playing passive aggressive, I feel. They're not getting in a position to put themselves ahead, and they're playing like they're playing from behind when they should be playing like they're playing from ahead.
Yeah, they had a small life lead there, or small lead, as I should say, in gold in general. But boy, that last exchange just really put them behind right now. And even Yuzhan's lead that he had in the top lane, not really that significant.
Yeah, definitely here. This is going to put them about more than 1k gold behind. That is not looking good for Chinese Taipei. They need to get a nice pick here. Yuzhan is doing pretty well in the top lane, but these rotations, again, you can see that China is getting these 3-man rotations to River a lot faster. The rotation clear on Chinese Taipei is a lot slower, so that means China has complete objective control. River control gives you objective control, so they're going to continue to snowball with the objectives here, and Chinese Taipei needs to respond with a gank. And look at that, Munji is aggressively cutting the wave, which puts Yuzhan in a really bad position here. They have complete top map control. They're going to take the jungle as well.
Yeah, you can see now Chinese Taipei trying to answer back by stealing the jungle out of their side as well. China trying to rotate back here. There might be a big team fight happening, potentially. Oh, they're teaming up the river. A little pop-up on 9AK there, and here comes the team fight as expected. Moonfall's do some damage, and Neil gonna fall. Oh, Neil gets him early.
Yeah, Neil does a great job getting a kill onto Lindis there. Yi-Chen, but the trade comes back, and Scud Munji comes in just in time. And look at Nanwan doing so much damage on this Tulin. Again, the best Tulin in the World Cup. Nanwan just really showing off his skills.
Yeah, Thunderbird gonna take on Wins here, but not enough damage on it there as well. And man, Nanwan has just been really playing out of his mind today.
Yeah, Yuzan's going to try to get this side. He's going to back off there with Munji. Nice rotation. But you saw how China rotated. Oh, he uses the re-ultimate to get to safety here. But you saw China's rotation there. Again, they had the advantage. Even Neo was able to get the kill onto Yi Chen, but they were able to turn that fight around immediately in their favor and basically get ahead. A second Abyssal Dragon now going to Team China.
Yeah, you can see the goal lead. China now 2.5K gold ahead, 6-3 in the kills as well. They're looking pretty right now. Only 5 minutes into the game. And Jun again, rolled this bush. He's gotten a couple good hooks already. Chinese Taipei got to be a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, you gotta watch Munji's rotation. He is such a factor in these fights. He has executed. You look at this.
Neil is down. Man, Nanwan, he is getting fed real early here. That's not going to be a good look for Chinese Taipei as this game gets further. Now they can try to take the red gold from him as well. They're going to get it.
Yeah, the key here, again, it's the mental macro game. China is playing like they are ahead, and they're winning that. Chinese Taipei just continually playing from behind when they had the advantage in that early game, did not take advantage of it, and Nanwan in a tough position here with the Dark Dominion Castellan, but he's able to jump right out.
Yeah, that Dark Dominion from Benny has been on point, but really ineffective without his team to follow up with it. And now they're pushing out the tier 2 tower already. China being very aggressive here. You see enough of Chinese Taipei here to push him out.
Yeah, Chinese Taipei, they gotta get a pick here. Look at these rotations from China. Really tight 3 to 4 man rotations. They group up together in mid lane, putting the pressure. Nice pull.
Another hook again, and this time Benny, is he in trouble? No, he's gonna make it out. And oh my goodness, the Violet doing so much damage. Neil going in now, 9k in full retreat. He's trying to get out. He uses the jungle minion to escape with the moonfall. Might be able to do enough damage. The hook from Jurgen not going to be able to save him. And that's a nice pickup here for Chinese Taipei with 3 down on China.
And that's exactly what they needed. That was a mistake from Junjun to pull the tank. You pulled Benny instead of one of the carries. And as a result, Chinese Taipei was able to capitalize on that and then counter engage. And they get the kills that they need to put them back into the game because they're behind. They get a tower. This is going to hopefully make the goal differential even for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, Neil is playing a crucial role here on the Chinese Taipei side, poking away from such a great distance. And if you're in China right now, you got to be thinking, this is how we lost every game against Thailand. We had a great early lead, and all of a sudden we lose a team fight here, get a swing of kills there, and now another Abyssal Dragon, or finally the first Abyssal Dragon, going to be going to Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, this is huge for them. This is massive for Chinese Taipei because they have lost the objective game so hard against Korea. For them to get the Abyssal Dragon and win these fights like this is a little success that they need to get back into the game because, like I said, Chinese Taipei, I've seen them play so many times, and I want them to have that breakout as a team here. We know they can perform much better than we've seen them, and this is them getting back into their stride.
Yeah, they are definitely getting comfortable right now. Now they're trying to chase through China's jungle. Wynn's trying to look for some kind of engage here while the rest of the team is pushing up on that mid tower. The mid tower very low as well. They should be able to close out here with this minion wave, and there it goes down. 2 towers now for Chinese Taipei.
Yeah, it is exactly what. They're the one getting river control. They're the one invading jungle. They're the one pushing towers. This is exactly what Chinese Taipei needs to do here. So I feel like they're coming to full form now. And look at this. They're taking advantage of 9AK's overly eager positioning.
Yeah, you see Nanwan there looking for the Ion Blast. And China, they're positioned very well here for a 5-4. Beautiful dodges on the hook, though. No devil chain for you, Jun.
Jun, stop trying to pull Benny, buddy. You do not want to pull the Mina into your team. You gotta be careful there. But you saw that Chinese Taipei backed up from that fight. Before, if they were playing crit, they would have taken that fight. So again, Chinese Taipei is playing much smarter, and I think that's making such a big difference in their decision making.
Yeah, definitely adjusting to having Benny on this Mina pick is not something that I've seen out of Chinese Taipei a whole lot. So pretty interesting to see how they're adjusting to this. But you see Star and Neil both getting fed as well on this team. So this is going to get really interesting as we get down to the wire. You can see the gold lead now, 21.5 to 21.1. It's so close.
Yeah, and all they just got to protect Neil. Neil is on Violet. Violet scales better. Look at that, 2 total deaths in the playoffs for Yi Chen. The fact that he died in this game against Chinese Taipei is huge for China because his positioning is near perfect for most of the time. And look at the item difference. Violet has 5.2k gold ahead of Yi Chen, right? With 3 kills, this is looking really solid for Neil here on Violet.
Yeah, Neil and Star have really been carrying this team here. And Uzan has done a really great job of split pushing with the side lanes.
Yeah, he definitely needs to split push better. He actually has lost the top lane. He hasn't gotten a tower from Mungie. Mungie's actually
he got a wipe out here.
Look at Yuzon here.
Each and again. Yeah, but look at this. Benny trying to save from behind. They might get Mungie here, and not one running, but not going to get out. And Chinese Taipei turning things around, making it a 1 for 2.
Man, Star on this Crixie. He's playing so well, getting such good moonfalls, doing massive amounts of damage, and basically counter-initiating so well. Benny gets pulled again. Junjun.
That's fine.
Junjun has a hard throw for Mina there.
Yeah, and look at this. They're going to get this high ground tower. And look at this. Junjun in big trouble here as well. He's going to get down as well. And oh my goodness. Chinese Taipei also going to swung things around. Will they stay though? Will they retreat?
Yeah, they definitely will retreat here. They should clear out the jungle, get further ahead, give yourself a bigger lead. It's exactly what they want to do. Get that Violet fed. Once Violet gets 3 to 4 tier 3 items, she basically outscales the Lindis very, very easily here. You can see how behind. He finishes rank breaker, getting some crit gloves, but Violet is just still way ahead. Another dragon goes to Chinese Taipei. This is looking so good for them.
Yeah, they're really scaling up well here. And you mentioned Ichan, you know, we saw the graphic earlier, only 2 deaths in playoff. He has 3 deaths in just this game.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to see Junjun make a better play with the Grak here. He's trying to pull Benny. He needs to get in the right position and try to get a pull onto the Violet or Star on Crixie here. That's how they're going to win these fights. Because right now, Chinese Taipei is team fighting a lot better. They're counter-engaging so well right now.
Yeah, just the rotation with Neil, Star, and Benny. They've just been rotating around and picking up players where they can. And right now, even in the top half, you can see 9AK, he's kind of deep right now.
Yeah, 9AK is going to stay under his tower and just stay protected. Neo's going to keep farming. It's exactly what he needs to do. Keep farming, keep getting fed. He's level 15. I would love for them to push out the wave here. You have the mid-high ground tower down. You should have complete map control of the map. All waves should be pushing and pressuring against China right now. But Yuzhan in a really tough spot.
Yeah, tough spot. But he's trying to close out each and he gets him before he goes down. So 1 for 1 out of the situation. Let's see if Chinese Taipei can turn things around and get something else out of it, though.
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Oh, big mistake. Wins gets hooked. But luckily, he's the Chogger, he's the tank. And man, they're still going to push for the Slayer.
They're going to try to get a Slayer, but now right there.
Boy, but they're going to get it. Chinese Taipei. They got to get out of here. Or they're going to pressure now. All right, they're just going to let it go. Luckily, they get the pressure. They get the kill. They get the Dark Slayer. And Uzan going to respawn with it. But the chase now on Star.
Yeah, again, I feel like they're not communicating because Neo is pushing top tower, leaving Benny and Star kind of to fend for their own there. So that's very interesting because they could have easily collapsed and killed Nanwan and Junjun there. Easily. And instead, they're trying to focus on the objective, which is fine. But again, they have the mid-high ground tower down. They should be having complete map control.
Oh, and Benny going to use that Dark Dominion to get Junjun low, and Junjun is going to barely survive. 9AK with the save, but the tower's going to go down. Now 9AK trying to retreat, and he is getting jumped. Dark Dominion, oh my goodness, the death side. Can they get him too? 9AK? No!
Wow, what an aggressive Violet from Neo. He's playing Violet so well, knowing how to poke, how to put that pressure, make your opponents run away so that if you have a good offense, there's no way for them to respond. And that's exactly what Neo needs to do. He needs to fight with his team and rotate just like how they're doing right now. And as long as they keep playing like this, they can take this game away. Yeah,
they're just taking it 1 tower at a time now. 9AK, he's doing such a great job defending against this tower here. That one of them defense, that's just 1 minute now. Look at the Violet chunk of the tower down. Mungie's gonna dive into there, but he's gonna get taken out easily. 9AK's, oh my goodness, Yuzhan goes so deep.
What a beautiful play there. Mungie goes in by himself. There's no support, but Yuzhan counter engages. As a result, China cannot respond. They just kite Mungie, kill him, and Chinese Taipei is going to take game 1 from China.
Yeah, Nanwan trying to be the hero. He is taking people out still. This is not quite over yet. The base is still very, very low, and Chinese Taipei's got a couple minions. Here it's going to be Chinese Taipei getting game 1 over China.
Yeah, there we go. There's their spirits up. Still touching his eyes a little bit there.
He's touching his eyes after every game.
I think this is a moment to celebrate, guys. You guys just won. There we go. There's Neo. He's smiling.
All right.
You guys finally won a game on the World Cup stage. Massive accomplishment. They are trying to refocus. And China feels like they're a little down from their loss against Thailand, going into overflowing into this matchup, because that was very uncharacteristic with how they team fought. They were kind of out of position, diving, one person going, the team not with them. It was very interesting to watch this play, but look at Neo there, so ahead on gold. Fed, that's exactly how you want to play.
Look at Ichan 0-5. You know, we saw the graphic 0-2 in the entire playoffs, and he goes 0-5 in a single game. That just seems unlikely.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the team has not been playing the best with Nanwan on this 2-lane. That's something that he was able to make a lot of plays on. This is something that they need to watch. Junjun, Again, the Grak performance hasn't been the best. Always pulling the Mina, the Benny, who's a tank. That's not the person you want to pull. But the counter engages is what made the difference here. This is perfect here, this fight for Chinese Taipei. They won such critical fights that allowed them to get 2 Abyssal Dragons.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff. And then, you know, just Neil, out of nowhere, it seemed like they were falling so far behind so early, but Neil really cleaned up everything and allowed them to get those high ground towers. That Violet pick is really coming through it in terms of getting the objectives with the towers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, people are first picking Lindis, but that's not the meta. The meta has changed. Violet works so well into Lindis, and I feel like this Lindis first pick is not working out for any... Chinese Taipei did it 3 times against Korea and lost.
Yep.
China just did it and lost, so I think there is a pattern with the Lindis first pick. But look at the objectives there. 2 Abyssal Dragons for Chinese Taipei. That was massive for them, and then a Dark Slayer, which then resulted in them being able to win the game with that push.